What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great day. I come bearing some good news, and this is news, we've been talking about for a very long time, obviously. You guys know I try to keep you up to date with the salary cap and also try to keep you up to date with moves before they happen. That way, the misinformation doesn't get anybody twisted out there. So, want to jump on this. We talked about this a long time ago, 4 or 5 months ago, whatever the hell it was. But I brought it back up a week ago because this is around the period where you're going to start seeing things like this. So we're going to talk about this, obviously the restructures. We're going to talk about the space that opened up, how much salary cap space the Eagles have now, future cap space, and we're going to take a look at the free agents for next year. So talking about that money. What are we going to do with that money? So I appreciate you taking the time. Thank you for hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel. Whatever you are doing to support me, I truly appreciate each and every one of you. But let's get into this. Let's break it down. Again, any questions, any comments you have, throw them my way, whether it's about the salary cap, whatever's going on. Does not matter. Love to hear your thoughts. Got a couple comments here. Let's go. Jadis, you know it. It's bird time, baby. So we talked about these moves, and in particular, we talked about the two that happened just the other day. So when I was discussing this, I like to try to be ahead of the curve. That way to, let you guys be the smartest guy in the room. When you go to the bar, when you go to your friend's house, you're smacking them with knowledge right in the face. So that's what we're going to do today. Going to give you some knowledge. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to talk about Lane Johnson's contract being restructured first. So if you guys have been following along, we've already talked about this, so it's going to be a little regurgitated. But if you have just started subscribing, if you're thinking about subscribing, whatever it is, let's get into this, break it down quickly. But here is the graphic from a long time ago. You guys remember we talked about that cap hit being 15.7 mil. We could save almost 5 mil in a restructure. So that was the move we wanted. We obviously have talked about you don't want to cut them. You're not trading them. None of those things. All we wanted to do was restructure. And look, the way that they do that with him every single year, I made a joke about it in the last video, and his agent is just busy nonstop. So you love to see it, but it happened again. So this is something that Howie Roseman has become, top dog in the NFL when it comes to this kind of stuff. So when you understand the salary cap, you are able to go in and see some of these moves that need to be made, some of the huge cap hits, things like that. So that's what I do with my time. I try to figure that stuff out. I let them worry about the Deshaun Watsons, the Jimmy Garoppolos, and I try to break down stuff that actually happens. So Jake Elliott was the other name we talked about. And we talked about the fact that he had restructured last year, and, that's okay. And so did Lane Johnson. This is something Howie Roseman, again, has become the champ at. So here we are again with Jake Elliott. And one thing I talked about was, was it like a 5 million, 0.086 there. So I think, obviously kickers, that seems like a high salary cap hit, but for kickers, that's not too crazy. The top kickers, he's one of the best in the game. So nothing crazy, but we talked about the fact that we could save some money here. So the Eagles go ahead and save some money with Jake Elliott too. So we talked about those two. And we talked about some other options available. You guys know Javon Hargrave is somebody I have been banging down the door for to get an extension. But one thing I said was we have to stay patient because right now we are in that moment that I talked about months ago that you have to stay patient. When the time comes that you need money, maybe you make a move, but we've been okay with the salary cap. So what happened was we traded for CJ Gardner-Johnson. You guys caught the video on that, how that cap worked. And, what you have to keep in mind is that you don't just take on his cap. He replaces the bottom guy at the list there on the 51. So you replace that, and he only adds like $1 million some. So not a big deal. But your practice squad players have to be paid. So you're taking on more salary cap hit. So you had to create more. The Eagles had the lowest salary cap in the league with like 1.2 million. So we had to add some money. And this is why I made those shows leading up to this time, because these are the moves. I know when they happen, people get carried away. Oh, we're trading for Patrick Mahomes. Now we're, and it's like, oh, Jesus Christ. Like, no, this is just how football works. And it gets wild out there. It really does. But, we saw these moves coming. We talked about these moves. So not a big deal. This is something you need to do, right? You have to have salary cap. you're looking at what the previous salary cap space was, $1,222,942. So lowest cap in the league. And again, the salary cap players, all those things that you need to add. So we needed money. Next year, not a lot of money. So needed to add some. We go ahead, add $6.9 million to that salary cap. And dude, now we've got $8,098,942 in cap space, right back up to almost where we were, just a couple mil less. But I'm just continuously impressed with Howie Roseman and what he continues to do. These are the things, though, that, when you break the salary cap down, you could see coming. And if somebody's good at their job, that's what they're going to do. So this is how I was able, when everybody was arguing with me at the beginning of the offseason, Eagles don't have salary cap space. They can't create salary cap space. This is why I say, I don't know what you're smoking, but you better share it, because I don't know where people get that stuff from. But I tried my best this offseason, and I did. And look at what Howie Roseman was able to do with all the money, all the draft picks we talked about. So, Howie Roseman, you son of a bitch. I love to see it. My man, what's going on? Making space for a new player or someone. Getting into that, my man Tyree. Give me a second here. I want to show you something. Even though you're an Eagles fan, I still have mad respect for you. Keep doing what you're doing. Also, we both own Tom Brady. And, my man Blue City in the building. Much respect to you also, dude. Always love talking with you, even if we're busting balls or whatever it is, my man. But yes, Nick Foles and Eli Manning own Tom Brady. You love to see it. You do. But Giants suck. Go Birds. No, but great to see you, my man. Thank you for tuning in. I truly do appreciate you. Wish words from BG. But yeah, man. I know what you're saying. Hell yeah. F Tom Brady. That's our total cap space, $8 million. Yes, it is, Jadis. That was the cap. And then let me show you something here in a second. I knew what you're saying, my man. I got you. Trust me, I have so many spelling errors, so many things. And when I'm creating 90 graphics, I always mess stuff up too. And people always want to point it out. The people that never say anything about like the 90 things I called this all season, they don't say a word about that. But they'll be like, hey, you spelled that wrong, or here you put the wrong. And it's like, well, did I say the right thing? Because then I understand, but it's just like people are something else. I have a question. I thought a restructured contract means you give them a new contract and then they continue on the season. It's just restructured it. So they take that same contract and they just structure it again. You know what I mean? They're taking it, those numbers and just messing around a couple things. So they're not changing any of the length or anything like that. So still, Lane Johnson, some intriguing dummy years on his contract, all that stuff. So we talk about that with those players all the time, though. It's a great question, Jadis. Not trying to be short with you, just saying that, these are things that I talk about nonstop. And I know you're newer to the channel, so you've probably missed it. But this, off season, I set out to try to explain all of these things. And, restructuring is one of Howie's superpowers. So I think, what you do is you just open up more space. You're essentially spreading that money out. So what you do is prorate that money. That's what the, technical term is. You're spreading that money out and you're putting a bigger cap hit on a different year. So why he's doing that right now, how I was able to see the A.J. Brown trade coming was I talked about trading for them and then giving them a bigger contract. The way you do that is you give them a guaranteed salary right now. So more upfront money. So those guys are probably getting some money right now. Jake and Lane go out, party it up. But then that the salary cap gets spread out. So next year or the year after that is going to be a big salary cap hit. You see that with A.J. Brown. But in 3 years or 2 years from now, we're going to have more space. Now, I do have here, I want to show you the salary cap space for next year. So this is why you want to have salary cap space this year. So the money you have left over, whatever salary cap you have not spent this season, it will roll over to next year. So we need some extra money. I'm going to show you a list of all of our free agents here in a second. You're going to see all the money we're going to need. And that's, whether you want to be big spenders in free agency or your own players, which I think we should definitely be focused on. But you'll see that happening throughout the season. The first half of the season, you'll see some of these guys getting extended, things like that. So I'll make a video on that as well. Always trying to stay ahead of the curve here. So I'll show you that. But let's take, it's a great question. Jadis, just trying to explain it the best I can for you. I get so jumbled with what I'm saying half the time, but I hope I was able to explain things for you. But no, it just essentially opens up money for us and gives them more money right now. What is going on, Nina? Always nice to have you. And look, it's been a crazy, crazy off season. Enjoyed every second of it. You have been nothing but supportive, and I cannot thank you enough. I hope you and the family are well, but it's time this Sunday. It's closer than we think, ladies and gentlemen. This wall, it doesn't stand a damn chance that I just redid this whole damn room, got painted. I got to do the second coat and get some stuff hung up. This side was so annoying with all the damn trimming thing I had to do with the windows. But dude, it's almost time to just bask in the glory together, ladies and gentlemen. It's back. So let's go. I'm a little excited, if you can't tell. I have a question. What's your opinion about former Eagles Super Bowl champion wide receiver Marcus Johnson signed with the practice squad? I always like that kid. He can help on special teams. Nice depth piece. Smaller kid that can help you in the slot. But hey, with you guys, you have a loaded wide receiving core right now, so we'll see how that works out for him. But best of luck to Marcus Johnson. Yo, my man Drew in the building. Hope you are doing well, my dude. Yay, Mrs. Bird Gang. Hope you are well. Also, hope Mr. Bird Gang and the family are doing well. Hope you are all ready for Sunday. It's going to be a very special day. The world is going to find out. Should watch who you speak that slander to. They're going to be put on notice real quick. And I understand the Lions aren't just going to lay down, but the Eagles mean business. Does restructure contract go with the year and how much you get, or does that go before when it? Not sure what you're asking. Hopefully I was able to answer that when I was explaining it for you. But yeah, it's the same years and stuff like that. They can restructure the year. You look at what they're restructuring. They are restructuring the money of it. Really started. They could redo the years if they want, but right here it just looks like money. I really started watching you when collabs with Philly 500. Then I subscribed, but I was subscribed to my phone, not my TV. I love it. Now you're on your TV. Oh, it's crazy. I met this guy at the draft. My brother has season tickets, so I was able. He gets his fantasy draft. He gets to do. We do it at the link now. The last few years, and dude, I met this guy there, and a diehard Eagles fan, and was talking about the channel and everything, and he sent me a message the next day, and it was a picture of him watching it on his TV. And I'm like, I don't think you guys understand when you send me pictures of that, like how wild that is to me. Like, I don't even think of it. You know what I mean? Half the time I'm just sitting here talking with you guys, but it's like, that's wild. That's really, really cool to me that you guys are watching me on the TV like it's, an actual show. It's beautiful. So I put enough time. I produce it. I create the graphics. It is my show. So to see it actually, dude, that's nuts on your TV. So, Jadis, it has been a pleasure. I appreciate all the questions you've been asking. Always down to talk some birds. And what a pleasure it was to go on Philly 500's channel and all the rest of the great guys, great content creators out there. Tongue twister there. But, dude, what a great season this is going to be. So it was an honor to go on all those shows, try to get out there, explain what this defense was, explain what this offense was. You saw I caught a lot of heat in the chats of a lot of those shows, for what I was saying, but those same people are now singing the same exact tune. So you see the powers I'm working with here. So we've been doing this for a few years now. It's always hilarious this time of the year to hear the people start repeating it. But hey, look, man, it's a pleasure to have you. And we're going to get through this and we're going to ride with our guys just like we've been. So let the haters keep hating. The rest will keep flip-flopping. Who do you have tonight? Rams have a ton of talent, but Buffalo. I had Buffalo. Someone had asked me the other day on the show. I'm going to go with Buffalo here. I think Matt Stafford, I'm not sure. I know they say that shoulder injury isn't too serious, but Buffalo means business. So my best friend is a Buffalo Bills fan. We were talking the other day, and he apparently watched the show. He's like, oh, he went with the Bills. I was like, nice. But yes, I think it's going to be a great matchup. I'm making a same game parlay, working on it. Going to be very intriguing, but going to be a great game. So watch out. Pretty intriguing defenses, but I think some points could be scored here. Still waiting on that hard. Yes, we mentioned that earlier, but let me show you this list here. Bills for sure he's going with. Yeah, I get you. Get what you're saying. Awesome, dude. Sorry. I try to make individual videos. You can always search my YouTube. I have videos breaking all of these things down. I try to, dude, this offseason was nuts. I have like more videos than I have days. Seriously. So, holy hell, but it's been awesome. But let's take a look at what the Eagles could do with this money. Okay, so you have money right now. Now you could roll that over to next year. Instead of thinking, oh, right now, what's Howie Roseman doing? Is he making a big trade for someone? We're doing this, that, the other thing. Or you could hold on to that money and hope that nothing happens. But if it does, then you have some money. So say you get a major injury. You've already had Dillard injured. You have another offensive line injury. Whatever it is, you need cap space to be able to make another move or sign somebody. Well, you've got that cap space. So you have, once again, now where we stand, the $8 million $98,942 there. So you have this money. And next year we have $9,625,900 or $695 here. So you add that money onto it, so you're looking at 17.7 mil right there. And that's obviously going to change, with people getting extended, restructured, all that great stuff. So again, I think there's going to be some extensions coming. You guys have heard me say Javon Hargrave for months now, part of that video with Lane Johnson and Jake Elliott. So I explained how the Eagles could and would. We talked about Darius Slay, Fletcher Cox. Those moves already happened. Some of these you have to be careful, getting impatient because they don't have to rush to these moves. You know what I mean? So people get really caught up with, I want it now. And it's just a matter of, hold up, ladies and gentlemen. You guys remember the first week of free agency, the media was telling us the Eagles are the new Jets, going downhill. Been a horrible offseason. They're screwed. The draft picks, all the cap space, they can't use it. I was sitting there like, what the fuck? What are they watching? And you guys remember that meme I made? It's Will Ferrell sitting at the table. He's got an Eagles hat on. It says, I remember my first offseason. Like, what the? So I just sought out to get out there, explain how the cap worked, how we could sign Hassan Reddick, Kaiser White, James Bradbury. So, how we could trade for A.J. Brown, draft Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis. We did all those things. So let them keep talking about whatever they're talking about this week. We'll keep talking about what really happens. But with that money, let's talk about what could happen with these players. So I figured if I make this video, I know that they watch a lot of times to get information. So maybe they could start steering in the right direction. I'm doing my best. I'm doing it. So hopefully they take this list. I posted it on Twitter. We got to get this information out there for them. So the free agents next year, this is why you want to have money, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to want to bring some of these players back. Now, some people are freaking out. Oh my God, that's not enough money to get all of these people. Again, you can restructure. You can extend other players. We will be cutting certain players. So those players will be let go. You'll have more space. We'll restructure. Some guys might get extended this year. As I said, this first half of the year, you can see a lot of these guys. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, maybe James Bradbury, Zach Pascal. Who knows? But Kaiser White, better lock him up. I think there's a lot of really talented players here. And, Fletcher Cox is one of those guys who will be a free agent with that void year. Don't have him on here, but he will be technically a free agent once they cut him. He's not necessarily on that list, but he will be. So I think he might walk. You're going to have some money here. So this is something I try to keep you guys up to date with. But I thought when talking about this, why are we clearing up cap space, that this could be a way for me to show you the free agents next year, because this is why you want to have money. Throughout this year, you're going to see extensions, restructures, going to see things happen where you need to add players. So you want to have cap space. So this does not mean that we are trading for some big name player or doing whatever, the media is saying we are right now, but it doesn't mean we're not, maybe how it feels like doing something. So you love to see it, man. And I'm all bored. So we've got a hello. I love to see the brotherly love and sisterly love. You're better than Howie Roseman at Castface. That story was funny because you met Howie. Yeah, that's great, man. I actually got to meet Howie when I was in a wheelchair day after, I had this inguinal hernia surgery, which means your testicles. It was hell. Was in a wheelchair, got to meet him. I told him, I said, I'm going to get out of this wheelchair. I just created on the road to victory. I said, I'm going to get out of this wheelchair. One day I'm going to be working with you. And I got to see him again, obviously, like a month or so ago when I was invited to that closed practice. And dude, I saw him and just walked right up to him. It was like, nope. Walked. Seriously, dude, I can't wait till we're actually sitting together one day and I get to tell the story. Walks right up, dude, and he's talking to these people, just shooting the shit. And I was like, how you doing? Excuse me, dude. Just I'm ridiculous, but it's look, just want to let you know, I don't know if you remember me, blah blah blah. And he was like, oh, that's a great story. He acted like you remember, sure, but I was like, look, man, just want to say thank you. I sought this all season to counteract what the media was doing to you, because they don't understand the cap, they don't understand how anything really works. They didn't even know what our defense was last year, saying we're switching defense. So we're laughing. It was seriously one of the most epic moments of my life. Just laughing together. And, I said some things, blah, blah, and I started to walk away. I was like, you know what, dude? And I had to try to act professional the whole time. So I wasn't asking for, autographs or anything from players, just, hanging out with Lane Johnson and Jason Kelsey, oh yeah, this is cool. And I'm like, this is fucking nuts. This is nuts. I just wanted to freak out and be like, you guys are awesome. Cause I'm still a kid at heart and I love my birds. So it was cool, but it was awesome, and I do hope to work in this field. So you have to, all business, baby. So I was all business till the end. And if you remember the story, the trainer was leaving. The people I went with were leaving. And I was like, you mind if I stay? And as soon as I said that, I literally turned around and there was Howie. So that's how it happened. Got to talk to him. And then I was like, yeah, dude, can I get a picture with you? Took the picture. And I was like, would you ever come on the show? And blah, blah, blah. And he was like, look, I don't usually do stuff like that. He's like, but just coming on random people's shows. He's like, but reach out to my PR guy and we'll see. So we'll see if he ever actually comes on. But could you imagine? Do you imagine? That'd be awesome. But what I really want is to be working for the Philadelphia Eagles and with Howie Roseman one day. So I'm going to keep going out here doing my best to show how the cap works, how defenses work, and how things work. And I'll hope that people like that more than misinformation. I mean, if people want to hear about Deshaun Watson, Jimmy Garoppolo, also, if that's your thing, then more power to you. But I'm going to stick to things that actually happen. So love to see the love being shared some more. I'm trying to keep up with all these damn comments. I apologize. Jason Peters with the Cowboys. Go check that video out, Jadis. I had a nice breakdown of that. I think, he's on the practice squad for a reason. He's going to need some time to get up to speed. But if one of their young rookies, Josh Ball, well, he's not a rookie. He was a 4th rounder last year, I believe. But Tyler Smith, a rookie this year, if he can't step in, well, that's bad news for them if they need the 40-year-old virgin Jason Peters in there. So, but if you want a more bigger breakdown than that, dude, go check that out. Sorry. So everyone, I'm not trying to cut you off either. I'm trying to get through all of these. I love it. Love to see the love being shared. Good morning to all of you. Very excited. Let's go. Look at that. Look at all that love being shared. I love all of you guys. It's awesome. That's what I need. More of this. This is what we're trying to do. Change the damn game. We've got the media trying to get all the fans pissed off every season, every off season. I've had enough. So you guys know in my 5th year, we are going to change the damn game. I've been trying. I'm just stupid and didn't realize I should have been using YouTube. So last year and a half, 2 years almost that I've been doing this. It's been a pleasure. So finding all of you, it's been awesome. What's my opinion about Jason Kelce press conference getting over the hype? I love it. I love every second of it, man. And that's exactly right. He sees all of these media people, and he said that not long ago. He was like, what's funny is when the media says we suck, we're good. When they say we're good, we suck. So all offseason, the media said the Eagles are going to be terrible. They're the worst team in the league. Jalen Hurts has a weak arm. A.J. Brown can't this, and Jordan Davis can't rush, and Hassan Reddick can't. Dude, they all offseason miserable. The Eagles are going to be the worst ever. Well, they got put on notice, and I'm glad they doubt us. They're going to have to flip-flop. They're already doing it now, but that doesn't count. They set their stone. They put their anchor right down with the Eagles suck. Horrible franchise heading in the wrong direction. So that's what they're going to be remembered for this year. So they can flip-flop all they want, but I don't forget. But Jason Kelce's calling those people out because now the bandwagon fans, you see making their black and white videos, talking about Jason Kelce, I love him. It's like, 2 weeks ago, you guys just said the Eagles suck, horrible franchise. Shut up, dude. You're all bandwagon fans and nobody cares. So us diehards, we have to stick together. Now, Blue City, you're a Giants fan. So, obviously you're asking, and I really think for me, it's been tough as an Eagles fan this offseason. I'm not sure how much you've seen it, but any of these fans in here can attest. There are just media and fans out here with agendas, and they are just doing their best to talk about how the Eagles don't have cap space. They don't have this. They can't draft. They can't do this. And every time I try to explain how they can, those people, they get negative. They get crazy. And it's always, I try to explain with facts, and they get upset, and then they want to get personal. And then I'm a jerk because I'm right. And it's like, I don't get that at all. Like I don't get it now. If I match energy. So if people want to get sassy, I'll sass right back. But it's just funny. It's like, dude, I don't know how people take the time to watch the Dan Cilios and the WIPs and all those shows. I would never spend a second of my time. But more power to those people if they like being misinformed all the time. What's up, fam? Yo, my man Anthony in the building. What I'm doing there about to sign another big time. I don't, man. You can check out the beginning of the video. Went through all of this, but as I said, you never know what could happen. Love to see the love still being shared. How many points tonight's game? 35 plus? Yeah, I could see. I'd say over 40. JD's Young. Hey, hope you're doing well. Love it. Doing well. Can't wait. Let's go. Football time. Beating the Bills tonight. Hey, it's going to be a great game. Anybody? I see what you're doing with the emoji. I missed it. I missed it. So, damn it. I can't find it. Oh, a little buffalo there. That's great, Jadis. Us, the Jets, stay on that Kool-Aid. Sure, you're saying there. First place, Philadelphia, Cowboys, Giants. Yes, did an NFC East breakdown. Go check that out, my man. You'll probably like that one. No, because you're white. Hope he gets a contract. Yeah, he definitely will. Big part of the future of this team. Very excited about him. Only sign 6 of those players before the season's over. Cut this shit. Yeah, you'll see people getting extended, all kinds of stuff throughout this whole season. You're ridiculous, but you got that energy. I'm pumped up because hey, man, I've always been this way. This is just. And dude, the other day somebody said, they're like, you're on drugs. And I was like, bro, if you could have met me when I was, dude, I used to drink like a fish, man. If you could imagine me when I did use drugs like alcohol and cocaine and oh yeah, I was I'd go to games and be ready to, you talk about running through walls, dude. I'd be running through people. I was quite the wild one, but I appreciate you, man. And I understand that, that sometimes this energy turns people off. It offends people, upsets them. There's nothing I can do about that, man. And I bleed green through and through. No alcohol or crack or anything necessary for me, baby. This is pure adrenaline. But yeah, man, I've heard that before. A class clown for a reason, I guess. I guess it wasn't just for being a dick, huh? But dude, I appreciate you. I really do, man. You've been awesome today. Great questions, and you've kept me going here. Said he was better than he was about his elbow. He said it feels better than it was a few years ago. How's that possible? Better than a few years ago. Laughing. Oh, you're talking about the elbow. I thought you were talking about the statement he made. But yeah, he had surgery, and surgery can do that for people if they put it off, which he was doing. So that's why they wanted to do that now, and he got it just in time. So let's go. Hopefully he's feeling great, man. I'd love to see it. It's hurts it. Yes, that's right. It's about time people got on board, Oates. You know it. We talked about it. Wall and Oates. Love to see it, man. I've been trying my best for over a year to get people behind Jalen Hurts with the Jimmy Garoppolo, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson talk. It was like, dude, end me. So did all I could to talk about Hassan Reddick, Kaiser White, all of those people we did sign instead. I said, look, I thought Jordan Davis, people like that would be more important to the success of this team than adding a quarterback to a roster that's depleted. Just my opinion, but I'm glad Howie went that route. I have a question. Is the draft and free agent? Because Google said we had 23,000 during the draft, but we had 8 million in total. I don't get it. I don't know what you're asking. I have a question. Is this the draft and free agent? Because Google said are you talking about salary cap? Because they don't know what they're talking about. That's why I always make these videos, because they misinform everyone all of the time about what's going on. So that's why I make these, to try to give the real numbers. I hope they do hire you one day to work for the Eagles. You'll be great sideliner. Hey, man, I want to do it all. I want Dave Spadero's job. I already do like 30 jobs in one. So I don't see why I couldn't do it. Could you imagine? Like if I had awesome internet, a really good computer instead of this crap laptop, my little shitbag phone. Like, could you imagine if I had the resources, or if I had like all the sites with all the stats and the crazy things that people just copy and paste? Like, could you imagine that, dude? It'd be game over, dude, because you already know they come to me for actual information, because you always see it's after these videos that they come out with stuff. That's what makes me know. It's like, oh, I'm coming, dude. Don't really dig Dan. Yeah, dude, he's a clown. That video the other day was fun. Wanted to trade through for, yeah, he's not very intelligent. And you always laugh when you see people like, oh, this guy used to play. Oh, it's like, oh, so he's now a salary cap expert and knows how this works and that works. No, they don't. They really don't. Used to drink 2, not no more, but I remember the Sunday morning full of 4. Bro, I got cirrhosis of the liver with fucking 4 Loko. I'll be honest with those son of a bitches. I used to mix them with 100 proof vodka. I hated vodka, but you can mix those things with it. Oh my God, I was insane. And this is not to knock anyone who does drink or smokes crack or shoots heroin or whatever the hell you do, man. I'm not here to judge people. I'm talking about my life, what my vice was. Everyone's got different ones. It could be coffee, it could be porn, it could be TV, it could be whatever the hell your thing is. We've all got one. Mine was alcohol, and it almost killed my ass. So had to stop, but I still hang out with people that drink all the time. I actually was just talking to my girlfriend earlier about going to the bar tonight. My buddy, who I had mentioned earlier, my best friend, is a Bills fan. So I'm thinking about going, hanging out with him, hopefully watch some excitement from him. But yeah, man, I go to games. I go hang out. I'm not one of those people. I'm not going to hide in a basement. I'm not going to talk. Like, I'm very open. My name's Jimmy Smith, and I was an alcoholic. Not this bullshit where I'm going to go, I can't be real with myself. No, I can, and I can find power in myself, and that's what I did. That's why I say at the end of every show, if you guys ever need anything, please reach out. Not trying to preach. That's just it's just how I am, man. I love you guys. And I know we all go through stuff. And I'm one of those people that balled up and never let anyone help me. So that's why now in life, I just want to see other people, succeed, be happy. My dog's back there. And, I just have been so much that I just want to help others. That's the only reason. I don't ever want to preach you guys or make you feel bad because you do something or drink or do this. Dude, I used to drink for a long time. Then my dad died and I used it to pretty much try to kill myself with it. So I try to tell people, be careful with whatever your vice is, because when a tragic thing happens, you never know, man. And I had to lose 3 best friends and a father until I turned into a full-blown alcoholic, but you never know. So just trying to, I love people. I just want to help. That's all. But love your energy. Love it. It's amazing. I mean, I love it, dude. And I love the old birds logo there. Can't believe they changed that word mark. Pisses me off. I was talking to my landlord the other day. The wife is an Eagles fan, and we had a great conversation. But just trying to keep things going here, man. With the word mark change, I think, there was this lady that was there. I don't know who she was. Holy, look at that. See, even the heavens are pissed about it. That is quite, the sun is back, ladies and gentlemen. So I repainted this room, and I'm like trying to move stuff around. I actually got a new desk too. It's going to go over there, and then the camera's going to be pointing here. It's going to be a whole different setup here. But now, look at that. That's crazy. But my other lights and stuff aren't set up, so we're going to have wild lighting here. I'm all over the place. I'm sorry, dude. I get so thrown off here. But love it. The word mark is what we were talking about. The lady was pissed off about it. I'm like, look, man, it's just a word mark, but I hope they keep that one that's your logo on the jerseys and the helmet. I like it. Dan Silly openly said he's not an Eagles fan. He only covers the Eagles. It's funny how he trashed the Eagles, then shows love for the Eagles. Oh, yeah, I'm not saying he's an Eagles fan. I'm saying that he's a moron. That's all I'm saying. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So those kind of people, I like to make them feel pretty stupid, because when you see Jake Elliott restructured, Lane Johnson, and then I bring up the clips from 6 months ago, it's like, you see, while you guys talked about Deshaun Watson, I spent my time talking about Hassan Reddick, Jordan Davis. Hey, let them stick with the clickbait. I love Jason Kelsey, though, but glad I figured that out for you, man. So I'm trying to keep up with all these comments. I promise you. Tyree, him, and John McMuffin. Yes. Hold on. And also, there are so many comments here. I'm trying to get through here. Said this in Joey Shake's live stream. My realistic Jalen Hurts prediction: he'll have ups and down games, but he'll have good games and bad games. Well, that was what I said last year. You have to extend. What is happening to me today? You have to expect bumpy roads. And we talked about last year. That was his first year as starter. It's going to take time to develop, learn some things. And sure enough, he got better as the year progressed. Now, this offseason, he went out and did everything and then some to get even better. So I think it's just going to continue to get better. He will continue to improve. And you open up the playbook, you see more from him. So I'm very excited about him. I think he only gets better. And I'm glad to see other people jumping aboard that, because I know that people think that development isn't real. A lot of people got really offended when I made that Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen their first career 19 starts, So you saw some people copied it. So there were some people excited about it. But all I was trying to say was, that development can happen. And, a lot of people got upset about that. Quarterbacks can't develop, especially if they're not white. So I just do my best to try to show people facts and knowledge, where they're twisted with he has a weak arm. It's like, oh, that's weird. He has like some of the highest velocity thrown on a ball in the league. You're just listening to dumb shit. I'm here late, about to rewatch. Yo, Chris, my man, what is going on, brother? I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep up with all these damn comments. I'm really scared, because as this goes up, comments are going to fly in. And then there's this thing that was trying to tell me about super chats or something, which makes comments go to the top or something. I'm like, how's that work if I'm using StreamYard, not YouTube? I don't know how any of this works, but I'm just afraid I'm going to get lost. I'm trying here. But on Fridays, what we're going to do is a fan thing where I just talk with you guys, but I'm always happy to answer your questions. Withdrawals made me quit. Oh, hell yeah. Alcohol has the worst withdrawals than anything. I don't think people realize that you can actually die from alcohol withdrawal. So, it is America's deadliest drug for a reason. Wild times. But hey, happy to hear that, man. Keep it going, brother. You ever need somebody to talk to or ever just want to talk, whether it's about birds? I'm not a preacher. I'm not a counselor. I'm just somebody that, tries to speak through experience. So partying like Carly, dude, I will write a book one day. Like, I'm not Jimmy fucking Smith for nothing, dude. Like, my life was full. Like, my 20s, even young, the teens, everything, dude. I was insane. insane. So we'll just say that. But yes, my man. But that's why it's cool. People still drink. It's like, bro, I've lived that life. Like, I don't judge people. I just speak through my experience. So I think some people take it the wrong way. It's like, look, bro, if you watched your friends and father die from alcohol, almost died yourself, you'd hate it too. It's like, just like the people that kill your local heroin dealer. It's like, well, that's how I feel. Like, you lost someone because of that. Well, this drug killed my family and almost killed me. So why does that offend people? It's like, bro, like, I don't hate you. I hate the drug. Question: did you want the Eagles to draft Jordan Davis, or did you want the Eagles to jump New York to Kayvon? Jordan Davis, baby. Actually made a post that morning when Lane Johnson said, who are we taking, Eagles fans? And I put a little gif of Jordan Davis with the band doing a little thing. Yeah, go check out those pre-draft videos. I like Kayvon Thibodeau. I just didn't think we'd be able to get him. But Jordan Davis, to a wanted, baby. Well, the thing is, you had to understand, and you're not an Eagles fan, so you probably didn't care, but this whole offseason, they kept telling everyone the Eagles are switching defense, and they were not switching defense. They literally were running the same defense with new pieces, but they needed a nose tackle, a Sam linebacker, a young and veteran inside linebacker, and inside linebackers, and a veteran corner, and a safety. So we did all of those things. So yeah, I called all those damn things. And not toot my horn, but just literally saying that the media, it just tries to misinform everyone all the time. It's insane. I also have a stutter. Oh, bro, I get so twisted all the time. And I mean, I'm half drifted most of the time. So, I mean, bro, that's what I say. I'm a high plains drifter. And, some people will say stuff like, bro, I really don't care. You can make fun of whatever you want. You can make fun of my long hair, dude. Trust me, man. I've had this bad boy since I was a kid. I've been growing long hair. I really don't care. Trust me, how many people I've had to beat the shit out of because of that. But nowadays, I had to change my life. When I used to drink, I used to get upset about that stuff and worry about people. Oh, he's got a big nose. Oh, he's got a big sock. Oh, he's got, and it's like, hey, man, you can be offended about what you want, but those people, it's really just them dealing with themselves. You know what I mean? It's their self-hatred projected onto you. So once I learned that in life, it was much easier to just be like, oh, if people don't like me in Eagles Twitter because I get so much right, what does that tell you? Like, they want to be misinformed? Like, that sounds pretty fucking stupid. So just projection, my man. I don't ever worry about it. I don't care if I make mistakes. I'm me, man. I work for myself. I really, really don't care. I like being different. I've always been different. I always stuck up for the kids that were different in school. That's just always been my thing. That's why I stand up to the media, man, when they try to trash these human beings with misinformation. I mean, if someone's doing bad and stuff, okay, man, we talk about it. But I'm just saying, there's a difference here. So we try to show the difference. When Hurts does press conferences, it gets so pumped because he's so serious practice. That's all I've been trying to say since last year. When I had his trainer on and the chef, we talked about how serious of a person he was, how he woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning. He was up before everyone, working out, doing all this shit. Like, when they're waking up to work out, he's already playing Madden now because he's taking a break. Like, the dude's insane. I call him the Terminator. We created that nickname last year before the season, and just his work ethic really had me behind him. And I tried to start the Hurt season last year, and obviously everybody was pretty rough on him, and it was like, look, what did you expect from a first-year starter, his second year in the league? This year we need to see progression, so let's hope we see that, my man. But I love the dude. I've been all in. I know you're new here, but yeah, I've been Hurt's actual supporter from day one, and there's been no flip-flopping from me. Tyree, I can see it now. Dan Cilio will be like, Jalen Hurts beat the Lions. So what, dude? Yeah, exactly. That's what they'll all say. Oh, well, their true test comes from week 2 versus Minnesota. Yeah, no shit. The Vikings are better than the Lions. These guys, they're really good at what they do. How did they figure that out? How did they figure out the Vikings were better than the Lions? Oh, the talent these guys got. I mean, I don't want to hear about restructures before they happen, who we're going to sign, who we're going to draft. Tell me stupid shit. Tell me shit we all know. That's what I want to hear. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more with you, Mrs. Bird Gang. Week 1 question. So if we don't get the ball on offense and Lions getting on offense, you think Kaiser White is interception? Yeah, you could definitely get one. I think Big Play Slay has a pick 6. That's what I want. It's not life without haters. Yes, and you're not doing it right if you don't have haters. So that's when I started realizing, like, damn, you must really be doing this well, because I was like dying in the beginning, like really sick, and people... You guys remember when I worked for a certain group and they told this little kid to steal my idea, and it was like, so I got hate for saying what I'd say, but then when they'd repeat it or ask the same exact players I did to come on the show, then they got the ass players and they got the love, and then everybody told me I was an asshole because I said we'd win the Super Bowl. It was like, am I? am I really living in real life? Like, or am I in the Twilight Zone? So, hey, man, let the haters hate. I'm going to keep growing, dude. If they can start getting invited to close practices and stuff, cool. Let's see if they can steal that. Yeah, let's see if they can take that one. He is, man. The world's about to be put on notice. Yo, man. Yeah. Oh, Big Hirsch. What's up, dude? Look at him, dude. Look at that face. He's just basking in that sun, dude. That's Herschel. And let me just say, I tell him I'm sorry all the time. I call him Hirsch. Named him Herschel because we were big into Walking Dead and we like to name Herschel, but I was like, yeah. And my pets always have to be named after Eagles players. And I was like, and I like Herschel Walker as a kid. I had no idea Herschel Walker was such a jackass. So I always tell him I'm really sorry. We could change his name. Really should have went with Reginald, I guess. But that's my dude Hirsch. He's back down, dude. He's passed out. He's enjoying that sun. Had him out early this morning. He's going wild. Even Fletcher Cox said he can't believe Kaiser so cheap. Yeah, man. You guys remember when I broke that down before we got him, dude? He was a must-have, slept on linebacker. I still can't believe we got him, dude. Very excited. Yeah, man, he really is. I love the dude. Jimmy not living in the Twilight Zone. Yeah, man, the multiverse. Doctor Strange is somewhere around here. Little son of a bitch. WandaVision. So yeah, man, he's awesome. He is actually 3/4 English Bulldog and 1/4 Beagle. That's where those floppy ass ears come from. But he's my dude. He's my dude. Should have named him Hershey. Well, that's what my son calls him. And the grandmom, a lot of people call him Hershey. So Hirsch is what I like to yell. Actually, anybody that knows me knows he's got about 64 nicknames because I will call my dog, my son, girlfriend, you, my mom, anyone, whatever name I want. Everyone gets a nickname. That's just how I roll. But I really appreciate you guys. And I was going to make this a quick one, but it is almost noon. I have to get going here. So I really appreciate all of you taking the time today. Hopefully you got what you came for and then some. But I truly appreciate you. And I try not to preach. So any of that stuff, I just try to speak from experience. But if you guys ever want to talk more in depth about that kind of stuff, you need someone, you feel like you don't have anyone, seriously, please feel free to reach out. I literally remember a time in my life sleeping on a bench in the pouring rain, laying there like, is this going to be my life? Just being an alcoholic piece of shit, getting kicked out of my house. Like it was bad, man. And it's like, I remember feeling alone, like there was no one I could reach out to. So that's why I say, and there were, but I, in my head, created this world where nobody gave a shit, right? So we do that to ourselves. We self-sabotage. So the only reason I say that is because I care about you and I know through experience. I don't think I'm better than you. I don't think I could heal you. I just think talking about it with someone that understands it and has lived it, it helped me. So I saw that those things when I tried to get better, I didn't want to go back to drinking. Now it'll be 6 years at the end of this month. So holy shit. But I'm not trying to preach. Again, I just want you all to know I'm here for you. I care. And if you need a friend, please reach out. Or if you just want to talk some birds, you want to talk to NFCs, you want to talk about life, I don't care what it is, please reach out. Hold it, Jimmy, are you sure your dog is not the quarterback for the Eagles? Daniel Jones, he is. Well, Jalen Hurts does have that dog in him. You are correct. I guess if it were Daniel Jones, you'd have to go to my backyard and find what my dog left this morning, right? We really got lucky. Think this was a steal. We got Hassan Reddick. He didn't get paid that much. You want to come? Yeah, man. Broke it all down. Jadis, go check out all those videos, man. I talked about all those guys before we got them. And I just felt if we added them, that makes us a Super Bowl contender. So I love to see the media jumping aboard and flip-flopping fans. And, I love to see you diehards riding with me. It's been a tough year, but I was Jon Snow out here, man, battling the army. So bring it on, dude. So it's been insane, but we're here. You guys remember months and months ago, and I said, don't worry, we're going to get to a point where they're all saying the same thing we are. We got to be patient. We're here. Much respect to you, too. I really appreciate all of you. Yeah, man, and that's it. That's how I roll, Oates. So I appreciate you taking the time. I know what you meant, man. I was busting your balls. But I truly appreciate you, man, and I look forward to talking to you. But look, he is going to be the quarterback's coach next year. He's coming with me. And you guys know every once in a while when he starts flipping out or if I forget he's in here, he always gets a special. Now, watch out. My room's a little jacked up because the couch has moved like right behind me and stuff. But Herschel's hot takes. So you guys remember the last time Herschel popped up with a hot take? His hot take was the Philadelphia Eagles will win the Super Bowl this season. And I know it's wild. I told him then, I agree with you, but watch it, man. People are going to come after you. But here we are. And I think Herschel's hot take, I'm all aboard. So let's go. But I appreciate all of you taking time. If you did get anything from this video, do me a favor, hit that like button. You can always subscribe to the channel, turn that notification bell on, and we'll be talking birds live next time. But until then, I'm Jimmy Smith, and this has been On the Road to Victory. You stay safe out there, and as always, go birds!